Hello and welcome to TMX Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, today I am bringing you this beautiful bark that we're melting some chocolate and things in, but I'm going to shake it up a little bit. This is actually going on our Father's Day grazing box that is going to have a whole lot of goodies that can then be used to make everybody's own cheesecakes. So I have just finished today making beautiful mini Basque cheesecakes. They are phenomenal. Okay, check out that video. It will be up from yesterday. You're seeing this tomorrow. So I'm going to make this bark. I'm using this recipe as a base, but I'm making it with hazelnuts. I have pre-roasted some hazelnuts. I'm going to chop them roughly, and then we're going to make it into a bark. So this is the recipe. We've got the roasted hazelnuts. Let's get started. So I'm actually just going to use the melted chocolate part of this recipe. First thing I'm going to do is chop my hazelnuts. So nice clean bowl, no water in there, because when you do your chocolate, it doesn't particularly like that. I'm just going to go start cooking so it bookmarks this for later for me. I'm going to put this up to speed 4. It's going to take about 10 seconds to rattle around and make it into a bit of a dice. I don't want it powdery, so I'm not going that far. So let's spin that up. We'll give it, let's start with 5 seconds. I don't know that it's going to be enough. They probably will come out the way that they are, but let's give it a go. I grabbed my chocolate out while I was at it. I forgot to grab it on the bench. Let's have a look. That's actually pretty good. Can you guys see that it's got a nice combination of both, like diced well, but not diced well as well. I've got up here my rose gold tray with baking paper on it. This is actually what I roasted my hazelnuts on to start off with, so it's perfect to put this on here now. Just get most of that out. It doesn't have to be a super clean bowl from the nuts. And we're going to spread this fine. Looking at this, I might need to take it and put it between. Oh, no, it's all right. It's all right at that. By the way, I think it was about 80 grams of nuts, but I'm not actually sure. So, come back to our recipe. We want to skip through to the part where we're melting chocolate. I really do like tempering chocolate with a recipe. It means that it's kind of pretty foolproof. So, let's come down. Here we go. Place the chocolate, and it's got spices and stuff. We're actually just doing hazelnut today. So 400 grams. I don't have 400 grams. I've got 200. So the other recipe makes a very large tray. Okay, I just have the small rose gold, which is perfect for what I want tomorrow. Skip through. Lid on, and now it's got this 3-minute melt at 50 degrees, speed 1. Now it's important you don't go over 50 degrees. You will find if you go over 50 degrees, you actually burn the chocolate. You'll find the solids and the oils start separating, and it's super hard to bring them back together. You won't be able to bring them back to tempered chocolate again. You will be able to use it as a fondant or a sauce, but you won't be able to use it as something that sets back as chocolate once more, okay? Over 50 degrees is a big no, as with the water in the bowl. If you get that water in the bowl, it is super hard, like you can't save it, okay? It's just a mess. I'm taking the measuring cup off for the exact same reason, because if the condensation from this comes up and drips back in, it's gonna make a mess. So now I will not need the full time of this recipe. I think it does another cook step because I've only got half as much. I do need 50 degrees though. That is our special melting temperature for chocolate, okay? It means it doesn't split and burn, and it's a nice melt. There's no guesswork like you do over a boiling water container trying to stir. I know you've all had those days, or in a microwave where it can come out like boiling. It's perfect, okay? It's going to every time work for us. Just going to grab a spatula out. What is this one? So the bottom is melting. I don't know how much you can see in there. The top is stuck to the sides a little bit, which is fine, okay? We'll do the straight down shortly, and we'll do some more cook time. We're not going over 50 degrees, okay? I'm going to reiterate it. 50 degrees max for melting chocolate. Okay, whether it's dark chocolate or milk chocolate, it's looking amazing in there, by the way. It's getting that real shiny, velvety look in the bottom with what's melted. There is some of those chocolate drops stuck up the sides. That's okay. Won't take long, and I'll show you the magic of this. Okay, do subscribe if you're watching on today as well. Make sure you've liked and engaged in some way, shape or form. The Thermomix makes it so easy to make amazing food, whether it's just dinners, which is what you guys see me make often, is just the very practical day in the life, or when you want to be a bit fancy, like a grazing box for Father's Day or a birthday, or taking it to someone's house and you want to do something just a little special. This makes it so much easier in the Thermomix and so much less mess as well. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. I'm tempted to stop it, but I won't. I'll just let it do this 20 seconds. The bottom part, all the stuff that's touching the blades is melted. There's just the little bits up the top. You can see me licking my lips. I'm not going to eat it. The bit up the top that's stuck to the side that needs scraping in and incorporating into it in a couple of seconds. So let's do this together. Scrape down the sides with a spatula then. So can you see what I mean? These bits up to here that have just been pushed up by the blades are just needing to be incorporated. They are not going to take long to melt at all. And now they're part of it. They've got that chance to. So there's that. Next, insert the measuring cup. I don't want to. I told you about that humidity. It is not going to take 4 minutes at this point. It's probably going to take a minute and a half. And then we're going to put it over the top of our beautiful, the nuts back here, and we're going to then let it set. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. At 50 degrees, you're pretty safe though. If you got distracted, even though I've done a half batch, if you got distracted and you cooked it for 4 minutes this time as well, it's not going to burn, okay, because it's only going to 50 degrees. It's really very mild, which is nice. I just actually want to speed it up so you guys get to see the final product. So don't go anywhere yet. I think the lumps are gone. So our next step on the recipe is just to pour it out and then scatter the nuts over the top. I've done the opposite. I put the nuts down. I'm going to just trickle this over the top and try and coat it. Maybe not the smartest move going the other way around. We'll see how we go. Probably depends on, should I go the other way? Yeah, we'll see how this goes. You'll either learn from my mistake or you'll do it this way in future as well, okay? So they're saying put your chocolate on the tray first, put the nuts over the top, okay? I reckon this would be yummy, doing 400 grams and putting them in little cupcakes, and put your hazelnuts or pecans. Make sure you roast them first so it brings out that flavour in the bottom, and then just put that chocolate around it. I think that would be amazing. I nearly did do that concept of dipped nuts, but I decided this was different and better. All right, so here we go. I do like taking a recipe that's made for something else and using it myself. Like, I think there's a lot to be said for it. All right, let's see if this is going to work. I don't mind tossing it around if I need to. So you guys should be able to see a bit of that in the camera. Just got some stuff in the way up the back here. Actually, I got the shortbread. The shortbread I made with you guys a couple of days ago for tomorrow. That's there as well. By the time you see this, it will be Father's Day, and you will be seeing probably the full platter. So we'll see how we go. So there is beautiful things on the platter. There is chocolate sauce and caramel and beautiful mango and passion fruit coulis kind of thing, and nuts and berries, and obviously the cheesecakes you saw before. So lots of goodies. I've actually dumped a lot of that in the center of the tray. So I'm just going to now toss it a bit. So I'm just going to give it a light stir. I don't mind if it comes together. I'll just break it up, so that in itself doesn't bother me. I really just want a lot of these nuts incorporated into. There's nothing better than, like, we don't do Nutella, okay? Those of you in Australia, you know what that is. I don't know overseas if you guys have Nutella. We don't do it in our house. I have zero self-control, so I can't have it in my home. So hazelnuts occasionally, and I don't buy them very often, but, you know, having them occasionally is just, especially with chocolate, next level. In your Cookidoo, you will find a hazelnut spread recipe, which is pretty phenomenal in there as well. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. That's covered and pretty much pushed out to the sides enough that I'll be able to break it, probably slice it is what I'll do tomorrow once it's chilled. So this will go in now the fridge. And I'll be able to just roughly break it up tomorrow, ready for those who want to use it on their cheesecake as part of the grazing box. So give this a go, check out that recipe and use it as you see fit when you want it. I reckon if you were going to serve this up as well, and if you wanted to kind of do it a little bit more fancy again, and I don't have it, but melting down some white chocolate and scattering that across the top, wouldn't that be pretty? Okay, so that's another kind of thing you could do with it as well. But this will do me for tomorrow. But I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Remember to share these with your friends and family who have a Thermomix and need to just get inspired more. I hope you do find these inspirational, and I hope you then have confidence to go and make these things in your Thermomix. I really, really, really hope that's what you're getting from these. But otherwise, thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.